This is the Rebel 6 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. This battery did not pass my capacity test. This battery is the Rebel 12 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. This battery did pass my capacity test. I had made this video a few months ago. I'm very curious what the difference between this battery and this battery is. If they're using the same cells, same construction, if it's being made by someone else, we should be able to tell right away. You know, all these batteries are made in China. And there's several different Chinese factories that make these, and a lot of these American companies will just bounce around to all these different manufacturers. So very curious if they're consistent in their build quality, because this is a very, very high quality build. I really like this battery. This battery just didn't start off on the right foot, so let's hop over to the computer and we'll check out the numbers. So here is the discharge graph for this battery. Now, after it failed my initial test, I decided I'm going to run a 20 charge discharge cycle. So each charge was in the 14.6 volt range before the BMS cut out, and then we automatically started discharging. So this discharge line right here, as you can see, here's 6 amp hours. So we are in the 5.8 realm right here. So we'll zoom in on all these discharges. So it says test 1, but discharge 6. So that's the 6th one. There's number 5, 4, 3. So it started, there's 9, 11. So when we started doing the discharge, it started getting more capacity up until the 6th cycle. And then from the 6th cycle, we start losing capacity. So a lot of guys say, you know, you have to break in your batteries. The effect on these, at least this one, was pretty minimal. We reached our highest capacity on discharge number 6. From the highest capacity mark, 5.83, to the lowest, 5.82. So there's not much difference between these two capacity marks here. But nonetheless, it failed. Now, some people might just not really care that it failed, but here's the deal. You guys are watching my channel to get my opinion on the battery. It's important to me that a battery does what it's advertised to do. And in this case, it did not pull capacity. So let's look at the Amazon listing. This battery is a 6 amp hour, 40 bucks, which is a pretty decent price. Now this battery does have low temperature charging protection, and it says that you can wire these batteries in series, 24, 36, 48 volts in series. That's pretty surprising for a battery of the size. Usually these smaller batteries, you can't wire them in series like that. So it looks like they're saying this battery weighs 2 pounds. Let's hop back over to the scale. Well, let's get this guy weighed up. Amazon said 2 pounds. We are getting 1.1 pound, 11.2 ounces. So this battery is really light. So I'm anxious to get in there and see the build quality. Let's do a short circuit protection test, but first, cheers. Get some whiskey. All right, before we do the short circuit test here, let's just verify we have some voltage on there. 13.09 volts. So what we want to see here is no current. You might see a little bit, but that's all right. We want that to drop out right away. That's when we know the short circuit protection feature of the BMS is working. So we'll put that here. And really what we're looking for that to just drop out instantly. So here we go. Just like that. That's exactly how they should work. I'm shorting it out, dead short across terminals, no current. Now, did have a gentleman comment on another video about my method of testing. So I figured I'd explain it to you guys, my reasoning for testing it like this. So this is 18 AWG wire, and a lot of our fish finders come with 16 to 20, so this is a good middle ground, 18. So a lot of these battery companies market to kayak anglers or ice fishermen, so it makes sense to me that we do the short circuit protection with the wire with the size wire these batteries are going to be used for. So let me know what you guys think. Let's void the warranty on this guy. Let's crack it open and see what's going on in there. I'm guessing probably has the same BMS because it turned off like that. So let's see if the cells are the same. Here we go. All right, let's void the warranty. If you're new here, that's where we open up the battery. So it's got some adhesive around here. I'm gonna say that's gonna keep out most of the water. If this was to get splashed or rained on, I think you're probably gonna be all right. All right, I'm gonna clean up my mess here and we'll be back to talk about this pack. 12 amp hour Rebel battery I tore down a couple months ago. 6 amp hour Rebel battery I tore down today. I don't think they're made by the same factory in China. I'm not 100% sure that's what's happening here, but build quality wise, it's not the same. So here's why I say that. One, this is wrapped with this fiber tape. This isn't not a huge deal. This one has this Kapton tape on both ends here. This one did not have that when I tore this one down. This one has dividers between the series cells, which is exactly what you want. This one does not have that. This one has like a white powder on the cells. Hopefully you can see that. This one definitely does not have that. This one is clean. This one is dirty. I've seen this white powder, these dirty cells before, in another battery. This one has white powder in between those cells. So it makes me think, chances are, this ionic and this one's probably made at the same Chinese factory. This one, obviously a higher build quality, is not, and these did not pull capacity. They were about 2/10 short. This one did pull capacity. Well, so what's that mean? Could these be reclaimed lithium cells? I don't know. That's kind of my guess right now at this point. Let's dissect this guy a little farther. Get this Kapton tape off. Fun fact about this Kapton tape: this is also used in the 3D printing world to stick down your first layer when you're printing. I'm somewhat of a 3D printing nerd as well. I've got 12 3D printers. Okay, so the BMS, kind of what I suspected. The BMS is the same. Part number is the same. Everything, even the version. So we'll zoom in on that. For anyone that wants to see that BMS, this is a very, very good BMS in my experience, tearing down both these batteries. This probe taped down to the cell exactly where you want it. This is cold temperature and a high temperature probe. I've tested this probe on this one right here. It works flawlessly. When you short circuit this BMS, it opens that circuit. It opens a connection. Exactly what you want. Another thing I really like about this BMS is how the cell balancing is arranged. So instead of wires going all over, these nickel tabs just welded right from the BMS to the cells themselves. And I really like that. BMS wise, this is I would consider probably one of the best BMSs for this class of battery, for this size of battery, in my experience. You know, a lot of people think, you know, I'm hard on these battery companies, I'm picking on them or whatever, and yeah, I'm hard on them, but I'm genuinely disappointed when batteries turn out less than what I thought they would. And here's the reason, guys. I throw links up. You guys go buy batteries based off my recommendation, and I get a tiny percentage of that sale. It helps me go buy new batteries. So when I come across a battery that is less than optimal, I'm disappointed. It's not me picking on the company. It's me looking out for the viewers and the consumer. So I'm just giving you my opinion on the battery. Should you buy this battery? I think there's better options out there. It's not a bad battery. It's not a horrible battery. If you want to go spend 40 bucks on a lithium battery, this battery will still last you 10 years. If you want to pick up a cheap lithium iron phosphate battery, replace your sealed lead acid battery that's in your Vexlar or whatever, this thing is still going to run your Vexlar forever. Or your Hummingbird 5, it's going to run your smaller electronics, smaller fishing electronics for a long time. You will have to buy, before you replace this battery, you will have to buy 5 sealed lead acid batteries before you need to replace this one. And the thing with this one, you can run it all the way down and charge it all the way back up, where lead acid, your 7 amp hour lead acid batteries, you can only run them down halfway. So there's still a case to be made to buy this battery over a sealed lead acid battery, but to buy this battery over some other lithium batteries, it's yeah, it's probably a toss-up. It's got stuff I like: the low temperature charging protection, the awesome short circuit protection feature. It just didn't pull capacity, and the build quality is not as good as their 12 amp hour version. You want cell dividers, because each one of these cells, just like on here, each one of these cells has a different potential. That's why you have these cell dividers here, because it's just shrink wrap. And then if these two, the metal cases on the cell were to touch, it's going to short those cells out and become a problem. So I really like that extra layer of protection. Disappointed they didn't have it on here. I've seen a lot worse builds. I'm just disappointed it didn't pull capacity, and it's not as good as their 12 amp hour version. So let me know what you guys think. If you have suggestions on another battery I should test that you want me to tear open, let me know. And thanks for watching. See you on the next one, guys. Cheers. Hey, while you're still here, do me a favor, hit that like button, click on that next video. Appreciate it.